back to News Geelong as we turn to the world of Geelong sport, our own flying hawk, Nathan Curry. Good evening, Nathan.
Thank you very much, Rollo, and good evening, everyone. Well, AFL is back in town on Sunday with the Geelong Cats kicking off their NAB Cup campaign for 2011. And News Geelong had the pleasure of being at Chris Scott's first press conference for the year. Now, Scotty, what kind of side can we expect to see run out onto the ground on Sunday?
We'll probably see two relatively different sides. We've got the luxury of playing everyone on our list if we choose. We're expecting to make full use of that, so we'd like to play two relatively balanced sides, but that means we'll probably see two, well, vastly different sides, really.
Will you be holding back any of the senior players?
Hold back a couple, but we haven't got too many injuries, fortunately. Matty Scarlett has got a bit of an ankle, which won't see him play until sort of towards the end of the NAB Cup. Cameron Ling's got a hamstring. He's probably in about the same boat. In terms of the senior players, they're really the only two that will hold up. We haven't made the final decision yet, but yeah, they're the main two.
What has to happen for Geelong to become the benchmark side in the AFL again?
I think they're the facts. The club finished third last year. There were two sides clearly better than Geelong were, so we need to improve. But I've heard Ross Lyon talk about St Kilda needing to improve, and Mick Malthouse the same with Collingwood, so I think we fit squarely into that camp. There's no doubt that if we roll out what we rolled out last year, we won't win the premiership.
Now, what are your thoughts on ball possession?
My philosophy is you play what's presented in front of you, so there are times to possess the ball, but I think there are also times to be a little bit more conservative with the ball and be prepared to kick the ball to a contest. I think we've already seen a bit of an evolution towards that anyway, and we pride ourselves on being a contested side. I think we're no different to the other sides in the top 8 in that respect. Is
it your plan to go deep into the NAB Cup?
No, we've talked about it a lot, and we don't really have any preference. We're preparing completely for round one, and I think every side's in that boat. There are advantages and disadvantages. I think playing AFL rules is better, but I think playing on AFL venues is better as well. So we'll just put two sides out there, and I don't think we'll have too much control over how competitive they are. They'll be playing to win, whether we like it or not.
Now, some of you young guys have shown a bit. Who are you looking forward to see lining up on Sunday?
Steve Motlop, Josh Cowan, Alan Christensen, Nathan Vardy, Dan Menzel I haven't seen a lot of, although I think he's already a reasonably accomplished AFL player. Mitch Duncan. There are a lot of guys that I didn't know very well who, at least on training form, look to me like AFL players. We're going to have difficulty, picking our best 21 players in a sub. But having said that, it's early days. We understand we're going to get injuries. There'll be form fluctuations, but we're reasonably confident with our depth.
Will Brad Ottens play on Sunday? And if so, what can we expect to see out of him this year?
Yeah, Brad's going to play. Yeah, I think he's going to be critical if he can play as a forward. He'll certainly play as a ruckman, and I know from my experience at Fremantle that he was one of the few players that gave Aaron Sandilands genuine concern. The NAB 1 rules with the boundary throw-ins, the reduced interchange, you could be lulled into thinking that the AFL don't want any stoppages and therefore they want ruckman out of the game completely, which I think would be a really sad thing. But in terms of how the game evolves in that respect, we're all kind of guessing.
It's already been spoken about a lot. Jimmy Bartell's out of contract at the end of this year. Do you think he'll stay?
Yes, yeah, he is. Oh, it's really hard for me to read Jimmy's mind. I'm very confident that he's happy at Geelong. If GWS offered Jimmy the same money that Gold Coast offered Gary, it's going to be a really hard decision for him. And as we've said with Gary in the past, we can completely understand his reasons for going. We're in a unique environment. I wouldn't expect that any of us are going to see a situation like this in the next 10 years. And we've just got to do the best we possibly can. No one begrudges, well, I don't think anyone can say that they begrudge GWS going after good players with a straight face.
Do you think it's a bit rough that Geelong can get targeted by new clubs twice?
Oh yeah, but I must admit I don't subscribe to that theory. I think if GWS think Tom Scully or Jimmy Bartell are the ones they want. They're well within their rights to go after them. You could lose a player for nothing in another circumstance. If we lose Jimmy or if Melbourne lose Tom Scully, they'll get compensated. Is it fair? Well, we don't know. We don't know how good Billy Smets is going to be and the pick that we use in the next couple of years is going to be. We'll be in a much better position to answer those questions in 12 years.
Now, Billy Smets is injured, but what about the other 3 new draftees? Will they debut on Sunday?
Billy's got a little bit of a problem at the moment, so he's a week or 2 away from playing at least, but the other 3 draftees will play. Yeah, we're actually pretty excited about those guys. Cam Guthrie's a well-credentialed junior player, and so is Jordan Schroeder, our 4th pick, but George Holland-Smith played 6 games of AFL footy last year, and no one really knew how good he was going to be, but his training form's been impressive, so yeah, he's played cricket all his life, so we don't really know, but we're quietly confident with George.
Will the structure of the side change at all this year? I assume Matty Scarlett will stay at full back.
Yeah, Scarlett's an easy one. I'm happy to say he'll play back. Yeah. The others are a little, the answer is we don't know. I don't think you'll see any huge changes this weekend. We think one of our strengths is we've got a really big midfield group, so those guys could sort of roll in and out of there a bit. But in terms of the key position players, I'd say it'd be pretty stable.
All right, thanks for your time there, Scotty. Good luck on the weekend, mate, with your new side. That's it for Sport and me this week. I'll be back on Wednesday night, but until then, it's back to you, Rollo, and I'll try and stay away from boats this weekend, mate.
Thank you, Nathan. Enjoy your weekend. And now joining us with the latest weather information is sparkling Lani Salathiel. Good evening, Lani.
Thank you, Graham. Looks like we can expect some rain over the coming days. Let's take a look at the forecast. To start the weekend tomorrow, Saturday will be a cloudy day with some isolated showers during the morning with a top of 26. For Sunday, it's expected to be a cloudy day with some scattered showers and a top of 22. For the start of next week, Monday will be a cloudy day with some isolated showers all day and a top of 20. Tuesday will be a partly cloudy day with a top of 22. And for Wednesday, we're looking at a sunny day with an expected top of 25. And today we saw a cloudy day with some isolated showers. We had a top of 26. And that's the weather for this evening. Enjoy your weekend, and in the meantime, back to you, Graham.
Thank you, Lani. And thank you for being with us on News Geelong. Remember, Shani Jejong, take your time and smell the flowers. From all the team at News Geelong, have a pleasant evening, a safe and enjoyable weekend, and a very good night.